Hey guys, welcome to Town & Country TV. Today we're talking about the new SuperDuty and which engines it comes with. So it has a gasoline engine and a diesel engine. Which one do you really need? The diesel engine is a pretty expensive upgrade and the gas engine is pretty capable itself. So I'm going to drive the gasoline truck and the diesel truck and give you my take and all the specs on both of the vehicles. Let's go ahead and check it out. So first off, I'm in the gasoline 6.2 liter V8, the base model engine for all the models except the F450. So I'm going to take this truck, I'm going to drive it from my house to the dealership, and I'm going to do the same thing with the diesel truck. So we're going to have an exact comparison on the gas mileage and a couple of other things on this trip. It's a very powerful truck, got 385 horsepower, a best-in-class 430 pound-feet of torque, but that is at 3,800 RPM. And when you compare that to the diesel gets its best torque at a lot lower RPM. So this truck's going to have to be revved a little bit higher to get to its full capacity. And you do know the EPA does not require gas mileage numbers on these trucks, so you really have no idea what it's expected to get or what it actually gets. So that's going to help you out a little bit in this video. But on to towing, as far as the F250, the single rear wheel with the 430 gear ratio on the rear axle, four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive, is rated to tow 15,000 pounds for your trailer. So your trailer can weigh up to 15,000 pounds. So for the dual rear wheel F350, the vehicle is rated to tow up to 16,700 pounds for your trailer. And with that said, that's with a 430 gear ratio and two-wheel drive. That's the max you can tow with F350 dual rear wheel gasoline engine. Now when you move up to the fifth wheel, you expect a lot more capacity with that configuration, but that is not the case for some reason. Wasn't sure exactly why, but for the fifth wheel gasoline engine, it's rated to tow 15,500 pounds of towing versus, like I said before, 15,000 pounds for your conventional towing. That's not that big of an increase. Now when you consider payload, that isn't really affected by the engine. That's depending on how the cab configuration and the way the vehicle is set up, F250, F350 and whatnot. So one other thing you need to consider as far as the specs and what comes with the vehicle is a 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty, which is lower than the diesel engine. The diesel gets a 100,000 mile 5-year powertrain warranty, so you do get a little bit less of a warranty when you consider the gasoline engine. A couple other things that aren't really considered specs on the vehicle would be which one's going to hold its value better. And I mean, most of the people that look for an F250, they gotta have the diesel. Just because it's a diesel, they want all the power they can get when they don't really need it. The gasoline model will do the job for most of you people. The maintenance on the vehicle is going to be a little bit cheaper on the gasoline engine just because you don't have the expensive oil changes, you don't have the diesel exhaust fluid on the gasoline engine, and just a couple other things like that. Don't have turbos to worry about. Just going to be a little bit cheaper on the gasoline engine. So now I have made it to work, and the trip meter, I went 12.1 miles, and as far as the miles per gallon goes, it's 14.6, which I was kind of expecting a little bit more. But I mean, you don't really expect gas mileage on a truck this big. This is a big truck, crew cab, short wheelbases, which is still a 6.5 foot bed. Very good driving truck. And as far as daily driving this thing, it's got plenty of power. But I mean, if you're going to be towing more than 15,000 pounds, you're going to have to upgrade to the diesel. But most of the people probably aren't towing 15,000 pounds. Another thing you need to look at is the F150, if you even need to upgrade to the F250 versus the F150, because the F150 can tow up to 12,200 pounds, somewhere around in there, and really just not sure if you need to upgrade even from that to this. So now let's hop in the diesel engine on the same truck, crew cab, short wheelbases, and see what kind of specs it's got and also what kind of miles per gallon we get on the same exact trip. Alright, so now it's day 2 in the 6.7 liter diesel engine, and this is an $8,795 option on all the models, so it's a really expensive option. And this video is kind of just determining whether or not you need to upgrade $9,000 for this diesel engine. So first off, it is best in class torque. Once again, so is the gasoline version of the truck. This thing is getting 925 pound-feet of torque, 440 horsepower, and the nice thing about that torque is it's at 1800 RPM, so it gets really good torque at really low RPMs. And of course, the diesel is going to tow more than the gasoline engine. So as far as a couple of different configurations, the F250 with a 355 gear ratio, two-wheel drive, can tow up to 18,000 pounds on the max trailer. That's what your trailer can weigh. So very strong numbers. That's 3,000 more than your gasoline version. And one thing you will notice is that is a lower gear ratio number. I think it might be called higher ratio, but the gasoline engine had to have a 430 axle ratio compared to this 355 that can tow the most in the diesel. So it's going to run lower RPMs and be able to tow more. So just considering on how this drive goes, it might be getting better gas mileage or diesel mileage, whatever you want to call it. So next up, the dual rear wheel F350 with the 410 axle, four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive, can tow up to 21,000 pounds for your trailer. So that is a conventional trailer, and that's how much your trailer can weigh with the load, with the cargo and the trailer combined. So that's a very strong number. It's 4,300 more pounds than the gasoline engine. Now, one thing I was confused about is the single rear wheel, fifth wheel towing on the diesel engine is actually lower than your conventional. That's with the single rear wheel though, but it is only 16,800 pounds, which is still a lot. But your conventional towing, like I said before, was 18,000 pounds. So now let's talk about the big boy, the F350 with the dual rear wheel, 410 axle. That thing can tow up to 32,000 pounds. That is a lot. That's actually double what the gasoline version of the F350 dual rear wheel can tow with the fifth wheel. So that is a lot, and of course the only way you'll be able to get anywhere close to that is with those configurations, the F350 diesel 410 axle. So as mentioned before, with the warranty, you do get a better warranty when you do upgrade to the diesel. You're going to have warranty up to 100,000 miles, same date period, so 5 years from the original purchase date, but it is a better warranty than the gas version. So that's enough with the specs. Now, as far as the other stuff goes, kind of like my driving impressions and kind of some other things you need to think about when choosing an engine is better resale. A lot of people think the diesel will have a better resale, but of course you already have a $9,000 investment ahead of what you already needed to expend, so it may or may not hold value better, but it will have a better resale. Also, you need to think about the expensive oil change. This thing can be 3 or 4 times more expensive to change the oil, and can take longer and more oil than your regular gasoline engine. So that's just something else you need to think about. And also the diesel exhaust fluid. You have to worry about that as well in this vehicle. Now, a lot of people think these diesel engines are more reliable, which I can say the 6.7 liter engine is a great engine choice. And one thing about the diesel engines is they do have less stress just because it's lower RPMs. This thing redlines at 4,000 RPM when you're normally idling. Right now I'm at 50 miles per hour, right at about 1,200 RPM. So it stays lower RPM, so it's less stress on the engine, so it could be more reliable. So one last thing before I let you go and we talk about the miles per gallon on this trip. I was scrolling through Facebook last night and noticed an article by FordTrucks.com that was NHTSA as a safety pick, and the SuperDuty, the 2017 model, is the top safety pick ever for a SuperDuty truck. For a heavy-duty truck like this, it got 5 stars for the front for the first time ever. So very nice. I mean, it's irrelevant to this video, but we are in a SuperDuty, and I thought it was pretty neat to hear. So that brings me to the end of my trip to work, and I went 12.1 miles, averaged 18.8 miles per gallon. And I can tell you, at one point, or a while there, it had over 20 miles per gallon when I was on the highway and just cruising, and then I got into the stop and go, and it did lower it to 18.8 when I got here. But it's still a lot better than the gas version, which I was kind of impressed. It does get better diesel mileage than the other truck did. So with that said, is it worth the upgrade? $9,000 is a lot of money to be thrown away for this kind of extra performance, but do you really need that? Just leave some comments down below, and what is your take on that? So Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot of great videos on the way. Also, leave us some comments. Let us know what you would like to see next. We are kind of running out of ideas here, and there's just so much that we could do and then so little time. We just need some more ideas on what you really want to see. So give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe right here and see another video down here. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.